Good morning. Hope you're doing great today. This is Charlie Pankey from the Sierra Rec Now podcast, part of the Sierra Rec Magazine network of content. We're excited to be with you again today. We are a day late. I have to be a little bit honest here on the podcast. The intent is to come out every Tuesday with our new show, but we had a little tragic news in my friend group yesterday. We had a friend who her granddaughter unfortunately died at the age of 3 yesterday in her sleep. It was really sad. Kind of set me on a really bad course mentally yesterday, and I just decided to hunker down, get work done, and be done. So this was a little extra for me, so I decided to bring it to today, even though I'm still sad today and still grieving for my friend. We're going to go ahead and bring you this content today, and I think you really enjoy our show today. If it's the first time joining us, we have just restarted up the Sierra Rec Now podcast, which is something that we started actually 3 years ago. Have been very inconsistent, but we have a plan for 52 straight weeks of content this year, all about the Sierra Nevada, all about events, places to go, things to see, my thoughts and feelings about certain things that might be going on in the Sierra Nevada. And so, yeah, that's our show today. So our show today, really excited. We're going to keep it really focused on must-see places to visit in the Sierra during the wintertime. Okay, so I'm a snowshoer. I snowshoe a lot in the wintertime. And to be honest with you, you can go almost anywhere in snowshoes as long as there's snow on the ground, because you can walk through any set of trees or favorite landscape that you like. I love Alpine County because it's close to home, 20 minutes, and it's really kind of untapped powder. In a lot of cases, there's not, there's plenty of places to either follow trails or just break your own trail. And it's such a beautiful place in the first place. I don't go to Lake Tahoe as much as you would think I would. I'm only 20 minutes from Lake Tahoe and maybe an hour from this spot here in my background at Emerald Bay. But there are great snowshoeing locations in Lake Tahoe. It's obviously something to do as well. But I tend to go to Alpine County for whatever reason or not. But I have snowshoed quite a bit north, all the way up in the Lassen Volcanic National Park, Tahoe National Forest, Sierra County, Plumas County, all those. Done all that today. Matter of fact, we'll be talking about Sierra County a lot today on that. So what I've got for you this morning, just as an update, is we're going to add in our must-visit places in the Sierra for winter 2024. Okay, and again, this is not an exclusive list. I am, me, I'm Discover More Sierra. So maybe this will be an eye-opener for you today of some of the things that we think are must-see in the Sierra. I'm not even sure I got this presentation in the right order here, but really targeting you adventurers, that want to get out and see someplace new, get out and experience something new this winter. This might be the podcast for you today. So the first place on my list, again, this is where I'll see if I'm in an order here. It's always the Carson Valley is a great place in the winter time, right? So the reason why the Carson Valley now doesn't look like this today. This is last winter, but we get a handful of snow days down here. But we're right below Heavenly Ski Resort. There's a Genoa Hot Springs in town, which is a great winter activity. And then the winter season right now is our bird season. I'm going to talk about the bird season here a little bit later. But right now, all the eagles and hawks are in the valley. All the cows are calving and stuff. So there's a lot of cool things going on in the valley. But the Carson Valley is a stunning place to be in the wintertime. We've got that Nevada side of recreation. So we got the casinos in town and the resorts in town to stay in. But really the big thing is you got Heavenly Mountain right up the slope, 20 minutes to the slope from here. And then you got Kirkwood, 25 to 30 minutes from here down Highway 88. And then if you want to go to Mount Rose or Diamond Peak on the east side here, easy access to those within the hour. So Carson Valley is a great location. Obviously, our national parks in the wintertime, this is no secret. Yosemite in the wintertime is absolutely a different experience. Getting Yosemite Valley, or if you have the stamina and strength to cross-country ski or snowshoe up above on Badger Pass in Glacier Point, or cross-country skiing in the backcountry. One of my very favorite things to do in the wintertime is to follow the Yosemite Rangers in the winter, who stay at the ski huts up in Tuolumne, and they backcountry ski and snowshoe and give us winter reports from the high country. And you may not know this, but if you're into that, or just getting into it, there are winter huts up in Tuolumne Meadows area that you can stay at during the wintertime. And so if you have the ability to cross-country ski or snowshoe in with your pack and stay at the winter huts in wintertime, that is something you can do in our national parks. Sequoia, I've never been there in the wintertime, but every time I see photos of snow on the giant sequoias, I go, man, I really need to go see that. It would just be astonishing, right? Just to walk in the big trees. Of course, my favorite winter experience, I shared this last week. I love going to Lassen Volcanic National Park in the wintertime. It is just a wonderful place to snowshoe. It's really quite something to snowshoe in these volcanic peak, steaming riverbeds. I mean, it's just got this great allure that you just need to go experience it. Backcountry skiing is also supposed to be awesome there too, but I love snowshoeing in Lassen Volcanic National Park. As far as Lake Tahoe, the place to be in Lake Tahoe, let's not kid ourselves here. Everybody knows about nowadays Chickadee Ridge, right? So Chickadee Ridge is a must-see, can't-miss thing to do here in Lake Tahoe. Picture of my wife last winter, one of our big snow dumps. We were up there kind of in a blizzard and feeding the birds. She always feels like a little princess doing this. So I love taking her up and letting her do that in the wintertime. There's been a couple of years ago, there was a big stink about whether you should feed the birds or not. Maybe there's still some people that feel that way, but there's been plenty of studies out now that says that doesn't hurt the birds. I've tried to feed chickadees in other parts of the Sierra, and with no success. They won't come to me. So these birds, particularly on this range, are kind of been trained to expect people to feed them in the wintertime, good or bad. So it's a blast to do. Go snowshoe the family, take some bird seed with you. Find the birds in the trees, which is just they're not in one tree, right? You got to walk around and find them. So it's a great thing to go do in the Sierra and very unique for the Lake Tahoe region, I think, specifically. So that is some of my favorite things to do. The other location that I think is highly underutilized for winter activity besides Hope Valley, which has plenty of room for more growth for snow people, is Bear Valley. The Bear Valley is the only way you can access it is from the west side. You have to come up Highway 4 from Calaveras, Arnold area. But Bear Valley, besides the ski resort, is just a great winter location, right? You're real high up in the mountains. You got snowmobiling, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing. I'm assuming there's plenty of winter campers that go up there, although I'm not a winter camper, so don't quote me on that. And generally in the season, the road stays open till Lake Alpine out there. So you can drive all the way up past the ski resort exit to the Lake Alpine region, and the winter playgrounds are kind of wide open up there. One of the reasons why it's so special is that once you're on top in the Bear Valley area, yeah, there's some terrain changes, but it's not as drastic. So it's not like when you're down here to Carson Valley, like our terrain shoots 3,000 feet in the air right out of the valley floor, right? In Bear Valley, you're kind of on top of the Sierra. So you're kind of on these little flat granite shelves up there. And there's a lot of easy terrain to maneuver. I'm sure there's plenty of steep stuff too. But when I go hiking and mess around in summertime up there, it's pretty easy just to walk on granite up there. And I can imagine snowshoeing or cross-country skiing gives you some open territory up there. So Bear Valley would be one of on my list there. As far as must-see places in the Sierra in the wintertime. Obviously, I don't have your ski resorts on here, and I don't have Mammoth on here. I think they're well documented. You know those are great places. I'm trying to showcase some other locations that I go. If I'm missing one on this list, and I'm just going to add it right now. Just thought about it. Didn't think about it at the show time. Lundy Canyon. Down in Lee Vining on the east side of Sierra, Lundy Canyon Road in the wintertime will stay open till up to the lake. They usually have a parking area there at the lake. And if you have the ability to drive all the way back to the resort at the backside of the lake, which is ideal, parking there and snowshoeing on Lundy Canyon, it's beautiful. It is absolutely stunning. Now, it is an avalanche danger area, so I think you got to be wise and look at avalanche reports. But a couple years back, my friend Tom and I went and snowshoed back in about 2.5 miles from the lodge there, and an absolutely stunning experience in Inyo National Forest back into the Hoover Wilderness in that canyon. The waterfall, gets this ice overlook coming down the lake. You got snow on the ridges, and the aspen grows and the beaver ponds, and it's such a unique area. Matter of fact, yeah, the beaver activity is really easy to see because there's all kinds of little slides where you can see they come up and got a willow bush or a short tree, and they're sliding back in the water. So there's all these little slide places where the beaver activity on the area. So Lundy Canyon would be on my list. There's no picture of it today here because again I just forgot about it. So that would be a short list. Again, there's probably 100 different locations you could put on here, but that would be a short list. Let's run those down again. Chickadee Ridge and Lake Tahoe, must see. Pick any of our national parks. I personally choose Lassen Volcanic National Park. It's probably my favorite, although Yosemite, you can't go wrong. And I want to see Sequoia, but I haven't done it yet. Bear Valley and Hope Valley off Highway 4, Highway 8 are just fantastic locations just for winter recreation in general. But they have some unique features from openness and terrain that's a little less vertical, if you will, for everyday visitors. So those are great locations. So let me switch to another feature on this that I think is overlooked in the wintertime in Sierra. And that is this, that I talked about last week, this Pacific fly zone for the birds. In the wintertime in the Carson Valley, the eagles and hawks come to town. We have our Eagles and Ag event here coming up in a couple of weeks. And it's just a great time to be in the valley to see the big raptor birds come in and feed and hang out in the valley. This is a picture of a bald eagle I took right behind my home just a couple of weeks ago, matter of fact. But there are 4 locations really for big birding activity in the Sierra. Lake Almanor has a huge population of migration birds at Lake Almanor. That's up in the northern Sierra, kind of that northern Sierra Cascade zone there. But Lake Almanor is a great location, a great place to stay in the wintertime because you're close to Lasso Volcanic National Park. You got the lake there, obviously. It's very pretty. And I have snowshoed around the lake on their little Lake Almanor trail, which is a fun experience as well. Sierra Valley, which is just a little further to the south, kind of the Sierra County, Plumas County divide right there. Sierra Valley is another place with lots of bird migration coming through there. There's actually some nesting eagles at Lake Davis right on the other side of it. But this is a big meadow area with, again, some hot spring activity. So lots of birds come in the area, besides just being a beautiful valley to visit. And then obviously Mono Lake would be the one south of us here in Carson Valley. So Mono Lake, largest population of bird migration, I believe, on the west. Huge populations of birds down in the lakes there. And if you go to Mono Lake, just a little side tip here, you're only getting on the show, is look at the black rock fissures. Fissures? I said that completely wrong. There's these little slot canyons. A lot of people don't know they exist on the north side of Mono Lake. There's a dirt road. You have to look at network. Just look up on the map. I wrote an article on Sierra Magazine. You can find it. But there's a black sand hill over there you can see from the road. If you climb up that hill on top of the peak and go down just a little bit to the west, there are some slot canyons. Now, wintertime may not be the safest time to visit them, but that's when I visit them. And I say that because the snow gets down in those fissures, and there's all kinds of slides and icy stuff. So probably not the safest place to go, but it is cool. I have done it in the wintertime. So if you're one of those people who likes to do a little extra adventure, don't hold me accountable for it. Just telling you, it's not hot like summertime and miserable. It's actually quite an enjoyable experience down there. So let me go ahead and switch gears here and go into my highlight destination of the week. And I'm going to select Sierra City as your highlight winter destination of the week that we're covering here. If you don't know where Sierra City is at, it's off of Yuba Pass in Sierra County. It's by Downeyville, coming up out of Nevada City, for example, from the west, or if you're coming from the east from Reno, you're coming out of Truckee up into Gray Eagle and up and over, not quite Gray Eagle, but up and over the Yuba Pass. Sierra City is a small miners town, older community up right on the Yuba River. But its biggest winter recreation benefit is huge snowmobile country, right? So the Yuba Pass winter recreation site is just a few miles north, east of town here. There are several resorts in the area. Sierra Pines Resort is one of our sponsors. We love those guys there. Have I think 8 rooms in the wintertime that they rent out, and they have a cook on staff for meals and stuff. The reason I would go to Sierra City in the wintertime is this: one, they get snow. It's beautiful. The Yuba River and the whole canyon is just absolutely stunning. You get the Sierra Buttes right above town here. Second is that you go to Sierra City because you want to unwind, right? Maybe you want to go snowmobiling. Don't. You want to definitely go do that. But Sierra City is one of those places where you unplug the phone and read a book and chill. Maybe do some snowshoeing. Live in small town America for a little bit. Take the snowmobiles, cross country skis, and maybe you leave in the mid morning, go do an event, come back in the afternoon, and just sit back and chill in the snow. I think I have a photo of Sierra Pines. Let me go back here at the beginning. This is Sierra Pines Resort last year in the winter. You can see how much snow they had. I can only imagine how much fun that was to be there. You can make snowman, just kind of bluebird day along the river and just enjoy yourself. So Sierra City is our destination choice of the week. Again, you have the Yuba River that runs right through there. The Yuba River is a great place, especially like late winter. So if you're going to go like in March when the snow, maybe March, April when the snow starts melting, the river's going to start roaring over there. They got a great little waterfall right across from the Sierra Pines Resort right back. Anyways, just a great place to slow down. So if you're looking for a place to get away for maybe Valentine's or maybe just a place to get away this winter, you need a break. Might suggest looking at Sierra City. And then they've got several hotels in the area. Sierra Pines, I talked about Carriage House Inn in Downeyville Inn in Downeyville, and then the Bassett Station up in Bassett, which is right above there, the Yuba Winter Recreation Area. There's also the Riverside Mountain Lodge. There's a couple cabin locations up there too that you can look up. Look at visit SierraCounty.com for all the hotel information. They've got a great list on there for you to take a look at that. So that is it for our highlight destination. We're going to try to bring one of those at least once a month, if not every couple of weeks on that. And then I want to leave you today with this as we approach our 17th and 18th minutes here, is what to do for events. Now, it's actually a pretty quiet time right now in this year for festivals and events. So there's a couple coming up here in February. We just got done with a couple in January. So one of the things that we're doing this week, and I already spoiled the slide, is it's our full moon this week. So Friday night, for example, I'm leading a bunch of people up in Alpine County on a full moon snowshoe hike in Hope Valley, which is just absolutely gorgeous, something we do 2 or 3 times a year in the wintertime, depending on snow. And there's something so unique about doing a snowshoe event at night in a full moon. One, the snow glows just a little bit differently, kind of like this photo here. It's got this bright, vibrant color to it, and it reflects off the mountain. So if you go to a place like Hope Valley, where you got these flat in the mountain peaks on the side, the mountain peaks just get this great glow against this really black, starry night sky. Now, I went up last year on one of our events, and the sky was a little cloudy, and the river was fogged over, and it made this really kind of eerie, fun fog hike. We spent about an hour out there at nighttime. It's cold, but it was really just such a fun event. There are all kinds of snowshoe tours that you can take if you're coming to Tahoe, for example, or Mammoth, Lassen Volcanic National Park. There's all kinds of tours you can take. If you don't know how to do this, you're a little scared, take a look at them. They're worth it. They are definitely worth it. I remember the first time we did this, maybe 6 years ago. First time I took some people out, it was so quiet and so surreal. You didn't even know. You've got a little bit of freak going on, like what is there animals going on? I have seen fresh bear print in the snow and heard coyotes while I'm out there. Not gonna lie to you. But ultimately, I felt pretty safe, right? You can see so far. You bundle up and you just spend, an hour walking the snow or gliding on your cross-country skis. I just think it's a wonderful experience. If you want to experience something brand new that you've never done before and experience the Sierra in a different way this year, full moon, snowshoe, or cross-country skiing may be what you need to check out. There's, again, look at Spooner Lake, look at Lake Tahoe. Find a friend like me who takes people out. We have a group at our church going out on Friday, and we expect like 20, 25 people maybe to show up and snowshoe for the day. So we expect that to be a great thing. So that's it for today. It's Sierra Rec Now podcast, and we do appreciate you guys join us wherever you're at today. I hope you had a great weekend last week exploring. Maybe you're off midweek and you're out ready to explore now. Good for you. We're here from our home office today, and we just want to tell you how much we appreciate you joining us. This is new for us. We're having a lot of fun with it. We hope you like it. I'll be honest with you, I haven't got a lot of comments yet, so maybe I'm not getting seen by a lot of people, but I'm having a good time. My name is Charlie Pankey, SierraRecMagazine.com. We are working on our March edition right now coming out, and we'll have some exciting things in February to come up here at the end of the month. So have a great day wherever you're at. Maybe you be blessed, and hope you find more Sierra to explore today.